You're watching I Am Weekly. Yep.
Oh. Games of the weeks this week. Let's start with Corec.
Alright, Corec this week we have Barstool Heroes and Tri Beta. Now this is going to be an interesting matchup. Both teams have shown prolific offenses in the past couple games. I believe Tri Beta threw up 70 points in one of their games, the first game I think. And Barstool Heroes put up 80 this past week. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what gives and who actually has the a potent offense, or if they just were playing a bad team. So I think it'll be fun to watch. I'm gonna take Barstool Heroes with a score of 56-40.
Oh, I'd like to go next. Yes, they did put up big numbers, but I look for it to be the complete opposite when these two get together. I'm taking, let's see, mostly middle touchdowns. I'm gonna go with 25-18 Tri Beta. And a little advice, to Barstool Heroes. If you want to try and go under the radar, don't put up 80 points. They're on the radar now, and so they had that to thank for getting them for the game of the week, but I think it was slop, and I don't look for there to be a lot of offense when two decent teams get together. I don't see it happening. Sorry.
Barstool Heroes 31-26.
Wow. So when the show next time, when we're repeating the scores, and I'm right, y'all get to both look at me, and I want y'all to say something nice about me, because Tri Beta will win, hands down.
Okay, we'll see. I wrote my score down. You got men's?
On camera.
Yeah. Men's is a little different. Two teams from the outside looking in. We have a big division matchup. That's why we went with it, which is going to be Retired versus Rams for Christ. I know a lot of the retired players. They're better athletes than Rams for Christ. Obviously, Rams for Christ is going to they're going to roll deep. So they'll have players, but ultimately I'm going to go with the athletes here. I've got my boy Garrett Haney. He plays on Retired, and both teams are 2-0 here. I look for Retired to win. I'm going to go with 28-0 Retired.
That is a lumpy prediction. I'm going Retired as well, but I'm not going to say they're going to pitch a shutout. I'm going to go Retired 21-12.
Not so fast. Not so fast. Rams for Christ 14-13, my friends. Mark it down.
Thanks, Lee Corso. Thanks.
Okay, next we got the women's. We got Club Fist Pump versus Pack and Back.
You know what? I'm going to start it off here. Everyone's going to say Pack and Backs, because they look good so far. But you know what? I'm going to go a little fist pump right here. Fist pump. Do I have a score? Let me think about the score actually real quick. 13-12. Someone's got to make a play for fist pump. Fist pump. That's mine. That's all I got to say.
I love fist pump. So I'm heavily biased in this subject, but just for the sake of the show, I'm gonna go Pack and Back 6-0.
Whoa!
6-0. I love you, fist pump.
Well, here we go. I got Fist Pump 12-7.
And you play a part in that. You're the coach.
Well,
what's your strategy going in there?
I've seen both teams since I'm obviously helping one, and the other I've watched, and I think there's a game plan that I can't reveal right now.
Good.
I'm saying 12-7.
Have you ever thought about shaving the blonde part of your mustache?
The blonde? Can y'all see the blonde part of my mustache? Please respond.
Right on the wall, Facebook wall.
Facebook wall.
All right. You want me to come back?
We'll be back.
What an awful facilitator.
What do you want me to say? You said we're going to come back.
Ladies, you can get with this or you can get with that.
You can get with this or you can get with that. But this is where it's at. I Am Weekly.
What?
I Am Weekly.
I'd like to interrupt you real quick. This just tweeted on my Twitter account, the Twitter. The Luis Moreno segment will be postponed until the end of the season or the end of regular season. I can't really read this message on my Twitter because it's not actually a Twitter account.
Okay.
But what we're trying to say is
Luis Moreno segment's done for a while.
But this week he had one catch for 2 yards.
It's played out like bomb.
And he picked off the
Over
ball.
I'd also
Baghdad.
like to point out Megan had more yards than he has all season.
And more points.
And more points.
But back to you.
Okay.
And one more than Tully Brown.
Okay.
Thanks for the Twitter.
We're going to do a little bit of a past history, and we're talking about the evolution of the intramurals at the UREC. Team building or stacking your teams. I was here before Reed Jackson, and I know Whitaker was here, but he was gone when I first came. But I realized when Reed came the importance of going out and recruiting teams. Now, where does all this come from, and how did you start developing it?
Well, my freshman year, back when I thought I was God's gift to earth, which I realized I no longer am, I saw other teams, and there was always a couple good players on each team, but never good enough. And then I thought my team was good enough. Then we played the Invisibles, and B. Then we went to regionals, made to B. And so then I said, hey, you know what? What if you could get all these people together on one team? And then I just like being at the field so much that I watch, I recruit, and then I ask, hey, do you want to come play? And it's just a year in, year out process, and you also work on it when it's not flag football season. So I guess I had a little bit more dedication and a little bit more brains there.
Okay. Back to that. What was your first defeat your freshman year to a team called Foxtrot?
I'd rather not talk about that
Okay.
garbage because that team was that awful.
Okay. All day. Theodore, what do you got on team building and stacking?
Well, I believe it's important. Yep.
So, are you telling me the D, 10D, juicers, wherever we want to go with this, have never
We've
progressed? Y'all just stayed the same since the day you walked in?
We've progressed some. We've dropped players. Our team's transformed really
Who have you
throughout
dropped?
the years. Well,
All I see is add.
about half the original team. Well, no, I'll take that back. There's from the original team, me, Cody, Art, Lily, and Guns. The only ones from it.
I think is that more people moving on.
Yeah, we
Not
don't really
so
drop
much
a lot of
Cody.
people. We,
yeah, I get it. That's what I'm trying to say.
So we do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mr. Jackson, let me ask you this: when you were brought on the Wolfpack, how did it feel? How did it feel to you got there and then now you've kind of done a little bit of the recruiting for that team? What are the pressures and stuff like in that?
It's what I don't like is, well, I kind of like it and I kind of don't. The target's always on your back and it's always really big. What I don't like is the nobodies coming and talking and saying that, we're beatable, which obviously we're beatable. I'm not saying we're not, but if you haven't proved yourself, please don't talk. I think there's about 2 or 3 men's teams that could actually say, yes, we have a shot. And when we release the AP polls, I can go into that in further discussion, but it irks me. Are y'all done there?
No, we're fixing to ask you another question.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm gonna say I've slowly seen the progression of New Era, in my opinion, getting a little better over the last few years. How do you feel about that?
Oh, definitely. I don't know if it's so much getting better with more recruits as much it is to them understanding flag football now. So
you're saying experience is more on their side than
I'm saying experience
building
that
or stacking?
you have to have experience to be an elite team, and they now have experience. They know what they're doing, and they've added raw talent. Now it'll be up to them whether they can develop that, and if they do, dangerous.
Okay, well, we'll be back with more from I Am Weekly. The Lewis Moreno segment is over for now.
So who's ready for the Wakies tonight? I'm ready for the Wakies.
What was up with the whole Fox
Maybe that could be a
crap?
commercial. Come on down to the Wakies. Get your steak and fritters. Woo!
I'm ready for
Go to the Yankees tonight. Give me some steak.
6:15. Okay with you?
Come on, Lewis, let's go.
Six-
This is your time to shine.
Lewis has a commercial. Go.
6:15 good?
What am I
Oh.
doing?
It's whatever you want to